Yes, I'm going to finally talk about that new song by Joey Badass, The Finals, his response to Ho Era by Ray Vaughn. And you might be thinking, wow, Sky, this is just on time. It was only 2 days ago. But listen, this is on purpose, okay? I mean, it wasn't on purpose that while I was uploading my video on the Red Bull Spiral and Ho Era by Ray Vaughn, it wasn't on purpose that while I was uploading it, this new song dropped. That was a coincidence, maybe an unhappy one. But in reality, I hope that you don't come to me for the hottest possible takes, or at least you don't want me to strike while the iron is hottest. In French, they have the expression "à froid et à chaud," you know. So I like to strike when it's cold, with a little bit of distance, to help put things into some sort of perspective, provide some sort of historical overview of what we're doing. So if you want to see some of the takes while it's hot, while it's happening, Justin Hunt did something great, Curtis King did something great. Of course, Screwface Jean, Knox Hill. There's HHSB. I actually really enjoyed their take. There's a whole bunch of really good stuff happening out there, but that's not what you come to me for. So let's put this into a larger complex context of this battle. Because I was wrong. I thought that was the entire round, but I think we have to add in this song into that round of this beef and figure out, who really won. And I annoyed some people last time because I said, hey, you know what? It's a tie. And this time I'm going to say the same thing, but not really. Don't switch off. I am going to declare a winner, but I am going to restate what I said last time, which is there's a winner of this round, but it's still true that both sides equally won. Okay? So there's a winner, but both sides equally won. Also, not for nothing, I said I wouldn't release this video until the Celtics won Game 7 against the Knicks, because this song is themed along the Knicks. And it didn't quite happen, but I just want to say this. Boston fans are famous for being very magnanimous in defeat, being very sort of even-keeled and reasonable. So I'm just going to say that the refs robbed us last night, okay? There were at least 18 fouls in the last 5 minutes that weren't called. Cat should have been expelled. Brunson, Thibodeau, he should have had a technical. He should have been out of there. What's his face? The guy Timothy Chalamet. Man, he should not have been there. That was not okay. I think that should have actually disqualified the entire Knicks squad because Chalamet was there. So anyways, we were this close. We were like 20, 30 points away, and a couple of those calls, the one way or the other, would have actually worked. Thank you for auditing the Always Positive Music Review Show, who would like to point out that it was weird that Joey Badass called this the finals when it wasn't even the Eastern Conference Finals. It was the Eastern Conference semifinals. Like, in no way was the series he was discussing the finals. And he missed out on a chance to mention the fact that there's no LA teams even in the semifinals. The Lakers are a non-factor. I mean, it was right there for him. He could have gone after the Lakers. Instead, but anyways, that's fine. I don't do advertisements on this channel. Not yet. I might at some point. Who knows how the price of diapers are going to change over the next couple years. But I will say, if you haven't seen Justin Hunt's interview with Ray Vaughn, that is absolute essential viewing. What we want is high-quality hip-hop journalism and a thriving middle class in rap music. This interview does both of those things at the same time, and it helps to contextualize what it's like inside of a battle, inside of a beef. That's what's so cool, is you actually see how Ray Vaughn is thinking, and he comes across as this very likable guy. But let's go to this question. Before I declare a winner, why did they both win? Well, I think they both won. I think these two guys particularly won because now in the public consciousness, at least for me, maybe you disagree, this is not an East Coast versus West Coast beef. It's becoming more of a Joey versus Ray beef. And I think that's very agreeable. I think that's great. I think these are two great artists to feature. What I think is funny is that they're both they're sort of at the same point in their career where like Ray Vaughn is going up, but like Joey Badass has kind of been going down, and they're meeting in the middle at the X, like at the point where they cross. And I think with this battle, Joey is going to go back up and Ray Vaughn is going to continue his ascent. It's really cool. It's a really fun thing to do, to think about these two artists at basically the same mid level of fame, but just on different trajectories. And I think they are pulling themselves up. Now you might be sitting there saying, Sky, how come you never talked about Daylight? What about Daylight? Shouldn't Daylight be in here? Shouldn't CJ Fly be in here? Well, I think much like it was good that J. Cole backed out, I think it might be nice, or it might work better, if we don't have it be 20 people from the West Coast going after Joey here, right? Like, it might actually be better to have it be just like these two figures. And in particular with Daylight, you ever watch ping pong? Okay, so I'm a very good ping pong player, okay? Like, I would probably beat you at ping pong. The last family reunion was like 20 years ago, but I beat everybody, okay? I beat Don, whose house it was at, who owned the ping pong table. But the thing is, I can't beat people who are like good at ping pong. Do you know the difference? Like, I'm a good recreational ping pong player. I don't stand 5 feet from behind the table and like do crazy topspin left and right and left. Okay, I'm not like an Olympic ping pong player, but I'm a really good ping pong player. Battle rap is like its own thing. It's sort of like Olympic ping pong. It has its own vernacular, it has its own style, and like it's great and it's impressive. And of course, Daylight is a better battle rapper than Joey Badass, but it's like a different art. It's a different style of play. So I prefer to watch it with these artists who are less dedicated to the craft of battle rapping and more interested in being like rap stars, if that makes sense. So I think they both win, because having this back-to-back, one after the other, makes it more crystallized to be just the two of them. So Joey wins again because he's been trying to get this beef off the ground, and it's finally crystallizing in that interview with Justin Hunt and Ray Vaughn. Like, Ray Vaughn's like, Joey's not going to respond. Well, he did. It's pretty awesome that he did. And Ray Vaughn gets to win because, like, his album came out, and his album is great, but it's a tough listen. It's emotionally hard. It's vegetables. It's meat and vegetables and some starch. And this beef is like the dessert, and it's sending people back to the normal meal. Everybody is winning. So Joey had to respond because Ray hit him hard. All right? This is some serious boxing. Okay? This is boxing. This is not street fighting. You're not going to see somebody pull out a knife. You're not going to see somebody's buddy come over with a chair, okay, or break a glass and then stab him in the neck. This is boxing. They're going after each other, but there's rules, there's referees, but they're coming close. They're right on the line, and I love to see it. I like to see it. I hope no one crosses the line. They're right on the line. Let's go back. Let's go back to the basketball question. He opens it up by saying Knicks in 6, Joey in 1. First of all, again, the fact that the Knicks won in 6 was only because of the crooked refs who did not help the Celtics score 30 extra points, okay? The refs broke Tatum's ankle, okay? Do your own research, okay? The refs gave Porzingis some kind of food poisoning 6 months ago. All right? It's not fair. When will Boston sports teams ever win? You know? It's just not fair. Yeah, so Knicks in 6, Joey in 1. Hey, Joey, are you trying to Drake yourself? This is the thing. I haven't seen other people talk about this. Maybe they haven't. I haven't watched all the responses. But it feels to me like, dude, you can't start off your song and talk about 6 right off the bat. If I'm a rapper and I say 6, what do you think of? You just think about Drake. And what producer did he get? Boy Wonder? God's Plan, Boy Wonder? The most Drake producer outside of 40? So he's talking about the 6. He then has Drake's best and biggest producer who produced some of the diss tracks for Drake on the other side. And then the first verse is for the dogs. It's all about dogs. So I don't know. He calls himself Tupac, very provocative. He compares himself to Tupac, trying to say only Tupac could understand what he's doing. He's just trying to piss off Kendrick. It's okay. We'll see if it works. But I don't know. It feels like he is draking himself. Speaking of this beat, I've seen some people talk about how great it is to have like an old school East Coast beat, had that kind of like triumphant sound, which is true. But it's kind of a Diddy beat. it's kind of a Long Kiss Goodnight remix, first track off of No Way Out. What was that song called? Victory. What's the first track with was it Busta Rhymes on there? You know, you know that like Puffy, for all of his amazing flaws as a human being and as a producer and an artist, but he was capable of creating kind of super hype beats. So when I heard this song, the first two thoughts I were thinking was, Diddy? I never went to the freak-offs. I thought of Diddy. I was at the party, but I didn't see that stuff. I thought of Diddy. And then I thought of Drake. So, anyways. But still, let's just take a second. If you haven't watched reactors breaking down the first like 20 lines, it's just amazing. This whole run on Dogs is very impressive, like very well thought out, very sophisticated. I'm gonna let him rot while, like that's just a great idea. Catching strays and fixing, all of it. Sick Dog and Seasoned Vet, all of it is super smart and super funny. And he had some other good disses in there as well, like, you know, you need an optometrist to see Ray's bands. Very clever. But what I think is cool is that he mentions that he is sunning him. So that's, again, the rap term referring to treating someone like a little kid, sort of emasculating them by being patronizing towards them. But what he's really doing is he's scrappy doing him. He's draking him and he's scrappy doing him. He's little dogging him. He's taking the fact that he's on TDE and painting him as a pathetic little dog that nobody likes. Like Scrappy-Doo from Scooby-Doo, the TV show. Like, that's what he's doing. He's attacking, and he's trying to say that, like, you're just an annoying little dog that nobody cares about, and you're just nothing. You're just nothing. You're just a little stray, and you need to be fixed, and you're just a little tiny pipsqueak of a dog who doesn't deserve my attention. But isn't that what Joey's doing? Like, okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to sort of pit it that the only reason people care about Ray is because he's on Top Dog, which is, you know, sort of like saying, well, Judge is overrated because he's on the Yankees. Well, like, yeah, but he's still the best player on the third best team in the American League East. You know, that's impressive. That's really impressive. You know, like, just because he's on a good team doesn't mean he doesn't earn his place. But they're really trying to go after TDE, and he's really trying to go after this idea of him being like just a little nobody who's on this squad who they only care about, and he's not worthy of being a top dog. But at the same time, he's calling out Kendrick. He's calling out Kendrick, and he's trying to get Kendrick to respond. So essentially what we have is Joey Badass in the middle, and he's teasing Ray Vaughn as being a little yippy dog who's like trying to bite at the tail of a bigger dog who's just trying to sleep. Like, just leave me alone. You're nothing to me. I could beat you. I could eat your face without even waking up. But at the same time, he's in the middle. He's trying to do that to Kendrick. He's trying to provoke Kendrick. Hey, I'm actually Tupac. Hey, Ray Vaughn doesn't even, you don't even know Ray Vaughn's phone number. Hey, did I mention I'm Tupac? Shit, I did. What can I do? What can I do? He's being Scrappy-Doo. Let me at him. Let me at him. We have a couple of Scrappy-Doos. Meanwhile, Marmaduke's up there, and he's not even responding at all. Which leads into my favorite and least favorite line of the whole song. Gay Vaughn, keep punching up with those pillow hands. I love this because that's what this all is. It's punching up. Ray Vaughn is punching up to Joey Badass because Joey Badass is a bigger name in hip-hop. Even if he is not on the ascendance like Ray Vaughn is, he is still a bigger name. So yes, Ray Vaughn is punching up. But it's highlighting the fact that Joey is also punching up with his pillow hands. He's also got the pillow hands. These are two guys with pillow hands because the guy who's got the fists of stone, What's the opposite of pillow hands? Boxing fans? I don't know. Steel fists? That's still going to be Kendrick. But also, gay Vaughn? Like, really? Like, homophobia? Like, all right. Okay. I know, that's part of battle rap, and I get it. But, like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to say it's 2025, but it is 2025. Like, you went so hard in so many interesting ways, especially with the dog references, and even with like the light and eyesight references. I don't know. This feels to me like it's a little bit too easy, a little bit uninteresting. So they both win this round. Ray Vaughn and Joey Badass both win because they're crystallizing this battle into being between the two of them, and because they're showing off. But who won? Ray Vaughn. Ray Vaughn won. A better beat. The punchlines hit harder. It's funnier. It's more impactful. And he got what he wanted, which was a battle with Joey. Joey is not getting what he wants, which is a battle with Kendrick. I will end it all to say that my initial frustration with calling it finals was like, well, why is he timing this so poorly? Right? Because given how the refs were acting, given how the refs forced the Celtics to lose two 20-point leads in consecutive games, seeing as that's obviously the refs' fault and not at all the fault of me personally or any member of the Celtics, like, he knew that they were making it to the next round. It's pretty likely that the Knicks are actually going to be in the finals. So, like, why use that now? It's because it's finals season. It's the time when people are taking final exams. And so he was able to do one last flip on it's the finals and you failed. Which is why, and this is true, I am actively grading finals right now. I am actively grading my finals in my hip-hop class. FCE 340, hip-hop culture and rap music. So I have to go back and do some more grading because grades are due on Thursday. And hopefully I won't have to tell anyone it's finals and you failed. So what did you think? Who do you think won? What's your favorite line about dogs? I don't know. Just leave comments and smash like buckets. All right. Till next time. There's the camera.